Hey warriors, focus is the sharp edge of life. Without it, even the strongest sword becomes dull. Without focus, your mind drifts like a boat without a compass, lost in endless waves of distractions. But when focus lives in your spirit, you can cut through noise, pierce through doubts, and create a life that feels powerful, purposeful, and unshakable. Most people are not defeated because they lack strength or intelligence. They are defeated because their focus has been stolen by noise, by temptations, by endless notifications, by other people's opinions, and by the trap of doing everything except what truly matters. The world is designed to scatter your attention. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Your focus is your power. It is your ability to direct your energy where it matters most. And when you master it, you are no longer a slave to chaos. You become its master. That is what this video is about. Reclaiming your power, sharpening your mind, and learning the Stoic path to focus so strong it feels like your soul is on fire with purpose. But understand this, focus is not just about working harder. It's not about sitting for endless hours without moving. Focus is about clarity. It is about knowing where your energy must go and refusing to let anything that doesn't matter steal it. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." When your focus is broken, your life feels wasted. But when your focus is whole, your life feels infinite. Imagine yourself as an archer. You have the bow, you have the arrow. The world around you is noisy, the crowd is shouting, the wind is pulling, doubts are whispering. But the Stoic way teaches you to silence the noise, to breathe, to see the target with absolute clarity, and to release your arrow without hesitation. That is focus. In the next 30 minutes, I will share with you 10 powerful Stoic-based truths that can increase your focus by 200%. These truths are not fantasies. They are built on timeless wisdom that can cut through today's distractions, just as they did in ancient Rome. Each truth will not only sharpen your attention but also give your life more meaning and direction. Just half an hour, stay with me. And it could change the way you focus for the rest of your life. But I want you to remember this. Focus is a choice. Every single day, you must choose where your attention goes. And every choice you make builds your destiny. The great Stoic Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." If your attention is on chaos, you become restless. If your attention is on anger, you become bitter. If your attention is on growth, you become unstoppable. So I ask you, where has your focus been? Has it been scattered, stolen by the world's noise? Or is it sharp, guarded, and directed like a warrior's blade? This video is here to remind you of your true strength, to teach you how to reclaim your attention and protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Before we begin, I want you to promise yourself something, that you will not just watch this video but live it. Take these 10 truths and make them part of your daily life. And if you do, your focus will not only grow, it will transform you into someone unstoppable. Now, before we dive into the first truth, do me a favor, like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel. Don't skip any part. By the end, your mindset will be sharpened like never before. Start your journey strong. Drop this in the comments. My focus is my power. Number 1. Guard your mind like a fortress. Your focus is only as strong as the walls you build around your mind. In ancient times, a city was only safe if its walls were unbroken. The Stoics believed the same about the human spirit. They taught that the greatest danger is not the attack of enemies outside, but the invasion of distractions within. Marcus Aurelius once warned himself, "You have been wandering. Now you must stop." He was reminding himself to return, to guard his attention, and not let his thoughts scatter like leaves in the wind. That wisdom is just as urgent today. Every beep, every buzz, every meaningless scroll on your screen is like a crack in your fortress wall. And when the walls break, your focus is stolen. Guarding your mind means creating boundaries. It means saying no more often than you say yes. It means deciding that your attention is sacred. Because here's the truth: if you don't protect your focus, someone else will use it for their gain. Companies are spending billions just to steal a second of your attention. Every click, every scroll, every next video is a chain around your ability to concentrate. A Stoic would tell you, protect your fortress, limit what enters. Ask yourself before every distraction, will this help me become who I wish to be? If the answer is no, shut the gate. Because every time you give in, you are not just losing time, you are losing yourself. Practical wisdom can help you here. Create rituals that strengthen your mental walls. Begin your day in silence, not with your phone. Decide the 3 things that matter most today and build your focus around them. Keep a space free of noise, even if it's just a small corner of your room where your mind can breathe. The Stoics practiced moments of stillness daily, not as luxury, but as survival. When you guard your mind like a fortress, you no longer feel scattered. You feel strong. You feel unshakable. You are no longer at the mercy of distractions. You are the master of them. And when you master them, your focus doesn't just double, it multiplies. Claim this truth for yourself. Write it below. I guard my focus like a fortress. Number 2, cut away what weakens you. Focus is not just about adding discipline, it is about subtracting distraction. A sculptor does not create a masterpiece by adding clay, he creates by cutting away everything unnecessary. The Stoics lived by the same principle. Epictetus said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by others." Why? Because people will never understand why you cut away what they cling to, but you must if you want focus. Think about your daily life. How many things do you carry that don't serve you? Endless group chats, toxic conversations, gossip, empty entertainment. These things don't just steal minutes, they steal your clarity. Focus thrives in simplicity. Chaos thrives in excess. And most people never reach their potential because they cannot cut away. This is why minimalism is not just about your closet or your desk. It is about your mind. A Stoic clears his mental landscape the way a warrior sharpens his sword, by removing what weakens it. You cannot increase your focus if your mind is drowning in noise. You must create a life where only what truly matters remains. Ask yourself, what weakens me? Who weakens me? Where do I waste my fire? Write it down, see it clearly, and then, little by little, cut it away. It may hurt at first, but it will free you. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek tranquility, do less." Or, more accurately, do what's essential. Tranquility and focus come not by doing everything, but by doing what matters most. Focus is not a talent, it is a choice. And the first choice is subtraction. When you remove the unnecessary, you don't just gain time, you gain strength. Like a sculptor, your life becomes a masterpiece only when you cut away the excess. Number 3, master the power of single tasking. The modern world glorifies multitasking, but multitasking is the enemy of focus. Your mind is not a juggler, it is an arrow, and an arrow cannot strike 2 targets at once. Seneca warned, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you scatter your attention, you lose your depth. You may touch many things, but you master none. The Stoics were masters of presence. They taught that to live fully is to give yourself entirely to this moment, to this task, to this breath. And if you can do that, your focus becomes unstoppable. Imagine writing with your full attention, not half of it. Imagine listening to someone with your entire presence, not with your eyes on your phone. Imagine working on your dream with no divided energy. That is single tasking. Science now proves what the Stoics already knew. The brain is not built for multitasking. Every switch in attention burns energy and leaves you weaker. Every time you divide yourself, your focus fragments. But when you choose one task and pour yourself into it, you enter what modern thinkers call flow, a state of timeless focus where effort feels natural and powerful. To master single tasking, you must train your mind. Begin with small steps. When you eat, just eat. When you read, just read. When you work, just work. Resist the urge to scatter yourself. It will feel uncomfortable at first because distraction has become an addiction, but if you persist, your ability to focus will grow like a muscle. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life." Think about that. If this task was your last, would you rush it? Would you divide your mind? Or would you pour your entire being into it? That is the Stoic way. That is how you increase your focus by 200%. Single tasking transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It makes work feel meaningful, conversations feel alive, and goals feel achievable. You don't need to do more, you need to do one thing well. Lock this wisdom into your mind. Comment it now. I give my full focus to one task. Number 4. Discipline your environment. A distracted environment creates a distracted mind. You cannot plant seeds in a storm and expect them to grow. Likewise, you cannot build focus in an environment that constantly pulls you away. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that while you cannot control the entire world, you can control the space you choose to inhabit. Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This wisdom extends beyond people. It applies to the spaces you live and work in. If your environment is chaotic, your thoughts will mirror that chaos. If your surroundings are filled with temptation, your focus will scatter like leaves in the wind. Disciplining your environment means creating conditions where focus becomes the natural state, not a constant struggle. Remove what distracts you. Clean your desk. Put your phone in another room when working. Keep reminders of your highest goals where you can see them daily. Make your surroundings a temple for concentration. Most people think willpower is enough, but willpower is fragile. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your intentions. The Stoics practiced this by withdrawing to still places to reflect, by simplifying their surroundings, by walking in nature to silence noise. They trained themselves to be stronger by choosing where they stood. Ask yourself, does my environment pull me closer to my goals, or does it pull me away? If it pulls you away, it must change. You are not weak for needing structure. You are wise for creating it. Focus is not built in chaos. It is built in order. Imagine a warrior sharpening his sword before battle. Imagine a philosopher clearing his table before writing. Imagine yourself creating an environment where your focus breathes freely, where distraction is not an enemy, but a distant shadow. That is discipline. That is control. That is how you increase your focus by 200%. Number 5. Train your attention with stillness. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. In a world where everyone runs faster and faster, the one who can be still owns the greatest power. control of their attention. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every day. He would rise early, sit in silence, and write to himself, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, freer of interruptions than your own soul." The modern world has stolen stillness. Noise fills every corner, distraction hides in every device, and silence feels uncomfortable. But without stillness, your focus is fragile. The Stoics knew that silence trains the mind like weights train the body. It sharpens your ability to choose your thoughts instead of being dragged by them. Training attention with stillness does not mean hours of meditation on a mountain. It means small moments of returning to yourself. It means 5 minutes of silence before your day begins. It means pausing your breath when chaos surrounds you. It means closing your eyes and remembering, "I control my mind. Nothing outside controls me." This is where focus grows. Like a muscle, your attention strengthens every time you bring it back to the present moment. And the more you practice, the longer you can hold it. Stillness is the gym of the mind. Practical Stoics created exercises, visualizing challenges before they arrived, imagining worst outcomes so fear would lose its power, sitting in silence to remember what truly mattered. These weren't rituals for comfort. They were training grounds for focus. And today, they remain just as powerful. Try this. Once a day, put everything away. No phone, no noise. Just sit in silence for 5 minutes. Let your thoughts run wild, then gently return them to one point: your breath, your purpose, your work. At first, your mind will resist. But soon, you will feel a new strength rising inside you. The strength of unshakable focus. Stillness is not absence, it is presence. It is the power to return to yourself, to reclaim your mind, and to direct it where it belongs. In stillness, you train your focus. And when your focus is trained, it becomes a weapon. Make this your promise. Write it below. I train my focus through stillness. Number 6. Turn obstacles into focus fuel. Distraction doesn't only come from pleasures, it comes from problems. Pain, frustration, and obstacles can scatter the mind faster than anything else. When life gets hard, most people lose focus. They drown in their emotions, give up their clarity, and let chaos take the driver's seat. But the Stoics discovered a different path: to use obstacles as fuel for focus. Marcus Aurelius declared, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is one of the most powerful Stoic truths. The very things that distract most people can become your source of strength if you change your perspective. Think of it like fire. Wood thrown into flames doesn't put them out. It makes them burn hotter. The same is true for your focus. If something painful or difficult enters your life, don't let it scatter you. Use it as a sharpening stone. Let it remind you why your focus matters even more. For example, when someone doubts you, don't waste your attention on anger. Channel it into your work. When a problem arises, don't drown in frustration. Direct your focus to the solution. When life tests you, don't scatter your mind, sharpen it. Every obstacle can either destroy your focus or increase it. The choice is yours. This mindset requires practice. You must train yourself to pause when difficulty arrives and ask, how can this serve me? How can this challenge make my focus stronger? Slowly, you will begin to notice that every problem sharpens your discipline. Every setback increases your clarity. Every obstacle fuels your fire. The world is full of distractions disguised as problems, but when you learn to flip them, they become power. And once you master this, your focus is no longer fragile. It becomes indestructible. Number 7. Live by daily rituals, not random impulses. The distracted mind lives by impulse. It does whatever feels urgent in the moment, chasing one thing after another, never building depth. but the focused mind lives by ritual. The Stoics believed that order in daily life created freedom in the spirit. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Rituals are anchors. They ground you when the waves of distraction pull. They give your mind a rhythm, a pattern, a compass to return to. Without them, you're like a ship lost at sea. With them, you're guided to your destination. Think of the small daily rituals that can shape your focus. Waking early with intention, journaling for clarity, practicing silence before work, setting aside fixed hours for deep tasks, reviewing your day each evening. These may seem small, but over time they create a mental discipline that no distraction can easily break. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Rituals do not rely on feelings, they rely on discipline. When you live by ritual, focus becomes automatic. Your mind knows what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. The Stoics practiced morning rituals to prepare their minds for the day's storms, and evening reflections to strengthen their wisdom. They lived with rhythm, not randomness. And this rhythm allowed them to stay calm and focused even when the world collapsed around them. Ask yourself, what rituals can protect my focus? What habits can anchor me daily? Start small. Even one ritual, done consistently, builds strength. And as you add more, your focus will multiply. Rituals are not prison, they are freedom. They are not chains, they are wings. Because when you live by ritual, you no longer depend on fleeting impulses. You depend on the strength of your discipline, and that discipline will increase your focus by 200%. Number 8. Control your inner dialogue. Your focus doesn't only get stolen by the world outside, it also gets stolen by the voice inside your head. Doubts, fears, overthinking, and endless inner chatter can drain your attention faster than any distraction. The Stoics knew this. They trained themselves to master their inner dialogue because clarity outside always begins within. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And your reaction begins with your thoughts. If your inner dialogue is chaotic, your focus will be chaotic. But if your inner dialogue is steady, your focus becomes unshakable." Most people let their minds wander aimlessly. They argue with themselves. They replay old mistakes. They imagine fears that haven't even happened. But every time you do this, your attention leaks like water from a broken jar. Focus requires you to repair that jar, to choose your thoughts carefully. You must become the master of your inner voice. When negative thoughts arise, don't wrestle with them, replace them. Instead of, "I can't do this," say, "I will stay with this until it is done." Instead of, "I'm overwhelmed," say, "I'll take one step at a time." This is not blind positivity, it is Stoic training. It is giving your mind words that strengthen your focus, not weaken it. The Stoics practiced this through journaling. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily to himself, not for the world, but to shape his inner dialogue. He reminded himself of what mattered and silenced the noise within. You can do the same. Write your fears, write your doubts, then replace them with truths that focus you. Your inner dialogue is either your prison or your weapon. If you master it, your focus will not be broken by fear or doubt. It will stand strong. Number 9. Strengthen focus through the body. Focus is not only mental, it is physical. A tired body cannot hold a sharp mind. A restless lifestyle creates a restless spirit. The Stoics treated the body as a servant of the mind, and they trained it with discipline so it could serve focus. Seneca reminded himself, "We should treat the body rigorously, that it may not be disobedient to the mind." This was not vanity, it was wisdom. A weak, distracted body weakens the mind. A trained body strengthens the mind. Think of it this way. Your brain is not separate from your body. Sleep, nutrition, and movement all affect your ability to focus. If you eat poorly, sleep little, and move rarely, your attention will scatter no matter how hard you try. But if you discipline your body, your focus will rise naturally. This doesn't mean extreme routines. It means balance. Sleep at proper hours. Exercise daily, even for 20 minutes. Eat foods that sharpen, not dull, your energy. Walk in fresh air. Breathe deeply. These simple practices make your focus unbreakable because they remove the fog of fatigue. The Stoics often walked in nature, trained their bodies with discipline, and lived simply so their minds could remain clear. They understood that the mind cannot be free if the body is in chains. Your focus is not just in your mind, it is in your muscles, your breath, your habits. Strengthen the body and the mind will follow. Number 10. Live each day as if focus decides everything. The greatest lie people whisper to themselves is this: I'll focus tomorrow. But tomorrow is a thief. It steals silently, promising abundance while leaving only regret. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminded himself with unshakable clarity, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Focus is not something you prepare for someday. It is not a tool to pick up when life feels convenient. It is the way you live now. Every day of lost focus is not just a day wasted. It is a fragment of your life you will never reclaim. Distraction steals more than minutes. It steals meaning. It empties your purpose, leaving you scattered, restless, and unfulfilled. If you live each day with scattered attention, then your life will reflect that same scattering. Pieces of effort, half-done dreams, forgotten goals. But if you live as though focus decides everything, as though each moment carries weight, then your life will grow sharp, powerful, and deeply meaningful. This truth is not about rushing through your days. Stoic focus was never about frantic speed. It was about deliberate living. It was about standing in the present moment with strength and asking yourself, what deserves my attention today? Then guarding that answer with everything you have. Focus is not found by accident. It is protected, cultivated, defended. Imagine each morning beginning not with noise, but with clarity. You wake and ask, what truly matters today? That one question shapes your discipline. And at night, you look back and ask, did I give my best attention to what mattered most? If the answer is yes, you live with peace. If the answer is no, you rise the next day with renewed determination. That is how focus grows, not through fantasy, but through daily practice. The Stoics lived with urgency because they never assumed they had endless time. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." When you carry this truth in your heart, you no longer postpone your attention. You do not say tomorrow. You do not wait for the perfect conditions. You focus today, because today is all you ever truly have. Living this way transforms how you see the world. Suddenly, distractions lose their power. That notification, that idle scrolling, that meaningless noise, they shrink in importance when measured against the brevity of life. You realize your attention is your most sacred currency. And when you spend it on what matters, life itself becomes richer. Every day becomes an act of urgency, not panic, but purpose. Urgency to live fully, to act deliberately, to focus with intention. This urgency sharpens your clarity and fuels your fire. And as days turn into months and months into years, you will look back and see not a scattered existence, but a life of focus, strength, and meaning. So, do not wait for tomorrow. Do not let distractions steal what cannot be returned. Live as if focus decides everything, because it does. Seal this Stoic wisdom. Comment it now. Today, I live with focus and urgency. Focus is not just a tool, it is your life's edge. With it, you cut through chaos, you silence the noise, and you create a life that feels meaningful and powerful. Without it, you scatter yourself until nothing remains. The Stoics knew that the mind is the only true kingdom you rule. Guard it, sharpen it, and guide it well, and no force outside can truly conquer you. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, each of them fought battles, endured chaos, and faced storms. But what kept them steady was not wealth, not power, not fame. It was focus, the focus to live by their principles, the focus to act with clarity, the focus to master themselves before the world. And you can do the same. Guard your mind like a fortress. Cut away what weakens you, master single tasking, discipline your environment, train with stillness, turn obstacles into fuel, live by rituals, control your inner dialogue, strengthen your body, and live each day as if focus decides everything. These 10 truths are not just lessons, they are weapons. If you use them, your focus will not just grow, it will transform your life. But remember this, focus is a choice. Every day you decide whether to give it away or protect it. Every moment you choose whether to scatter it or sharpen it, and in those choices you shape your destiny. So take these truths, live them, breathe them, protect your focus like your soul depends on it, because it does. Now, before you leave, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, let's create a community of warriors. End this journey with power. Write this final line below. My focus creates my destiny.